moved to Canada in 2011 as a single mom. And by 2015, I was able to purchase my very first house by myself as a single mother at the time. Now, I know things and time has changed. Interest rates are different. Home prices has been skyrocketed. And there are so many things that are happening different from 2015 compared to now, 2025, right? In today's video, I'm going to share with you the things that I did wrong, the mistakes that I did as a first-time home buyer then compared to now as a first-time home buyer to help you to prevent you from making those mistakes that I did at the time. Now, the first mistake was rushing to purchase this house. I think I should have given myself more time to prepare for home ownership. So I just decided, you know what? I'm ready to buy a house. I'm going to purchase a house. And I was saving up at the time. I saved up enough money for my down payment. But what I didn't do was to educate myself around the home buying process. So I didn't give myself enough time. So I went ahead and I rushed and I purchased this house without even educating myself about the home buying process, familiarizing myself with house hacking, real estate investment, and from the beginning to the very end of the home buying process. I was not prepared and I rushed into this process, not knowing so many things that I needed to know. Second mistake I made as a first-time home buyer then was to not work with a mortgage agent. So at the time, I worked with my bank at the time. I was not aware of the difference between working with a bank, using the bank, the mortgage, getting the loan or the mortgage from the bank, rather than working with a mortgage agent. Now, the difference between working with a mortgage agent and working with a bank, when you go to the bank, you only get the product that the bank is offering you. Right? So whatever interest rate that bank is, whether it's Scotia, RBC, CIBC, TD, whichever banking institution is your banking institution, whatever the interest rate is, that's what you're going to get. Versus when you work with a mortgage agent, they're going to do the same application process, go through your application. But what they're going to do is specifically, they're going to work on your behalf and analyzing your unique situation as a home buyer and try to find the right product that matches your needs, that is suitable for you. So they're going to be the middle person to shop around and to find the right bank or the right product for you. Now, this can be banking institution, some use private lenders depending on your finances, and also credit unions. So there are a variety of different lenders that they work with on your behalf to find the right product for you. So at the time, as I said, I went ahead and got my loan directly from my bank at the time. So this was the second mistake. Don't fall for this. Get a mortgage agent. Now, the third mistake that I made as a first-time home buyer then at the time, I bought in the wrong season. Yes, as I said, I did not educate myself about the home buying process. So I had no clue what it means by seller's market or buyer's market, right? So unfortunately, I purchased my first house when it was in the seller's market, meaning that the seller has an upper hand. There are more buyers than sellers. So there was a lot of competition around with buyers seeking houses, right? So I went around seeking, finding this house within my budget. At the time, I got the house for $260. Yes. And as I said, things and time change. There's so many, there has been so many changes in the real estate market since then and now with the home prices, right? But because of this, I was in competition and it was a mental stress for me to keep viewing houses, keep falling in love with houses, and then putting in the offers, and then the offer is rejected or denied, right? So I bought in the wrong season. I bought in the seller's season, seller's market, rather than in the buyer season. For example, right now it's buyer season. Right now there are several houses on the market where buyers now have the upper hand to pick, choose, and refuse, and to negotiate and maybe even get house prices lower than it's listed for, right? So for me at the time, because it was a seller's market and because of this high competition, looking at maybe 4 or 5 houses before I really got lucky, That's what I said it is really, because it was like a rat race, right? Everybody's rushing to put in offers, and then at the time there were some bidding wars where you had to put in a higher price than the house is listed for. So after putting in around four different offers, getting them denied, rejected, then I learned my lesson. My realtor advised me, she was like, how much more can you go up? How much more? What is your maximum, right? And by doing this, we put an offer in for $10,000 more than what the house was listed for. And can I tell you that that was how I got that first house at the time, right? So understanding the different seasons and knowing the right time when to buy saves a lot of stress and headache when it comes on to buying your house, especially as a first time home buyer. It can feel very demotivating. You have to be really determined and persistent to say, you know what, you're going to find a house that you love. And before I get into the next mistake that I made as a first time home buyer at the time, I created a first time home buyer guide just for you. I will leave it in the description below so that you can educate yourself and familiarize yourself with the home buying process. So the next mistake was buying the wrong house. Wrong house meaning that, as I said, I did not familiarize myself, or I did not educate myself enough about the real estate market and the real estate system, the different types of house, the opportunity for house hacking, the opportunity for financial freedom when it comes on to real estate investing, right? So I did not educate myself enough about financial freedom and the potential of house hacking, meaning purchasing a house with an investment opportunity, meaning purchasing a house with a legal in-law suite, maybe a finished basement, so that I could rent out this house, maybe live in the basement or wherever I choose at the time, because I was with my daughter. It was just two of us. So I could be okay having the mindset of a first time home buyer to say, you know what, it is okay to live in the basement for a year or two if the basement is smaller, and then rent out the top portion, using that money now to assist me in paying my rent. Paying, not the rent, paying for the mortgage, right? So that's what house hacking is. So I could have purchased a house with a finished in-law suite, a basement, or even a duplex. A duplex is two self-contained houses that are attached, separated by a wall, right? So purchasing a duplex would give me the same opportunity to house hack, living in one unit while renting out the other unit, which will assist me in paying off that mortgage, right? So these are some of the mistakes that I'm looking at now, and I'm like, wow, Yashika, I've learned so much around real estate, not because I'm a realtor. Yes, I'm a local realtor here in Hamilton, Ontario, but also from the perspective of the process of myself being in that situation, purchasing the first house, that big achievement at the time. If ownership is on your goal list for 2025, avoid these mistakes and check out this full playlist right here that I created just for you as a first time home buyer. Catch you in the next video. Bye for now.